We'll start. So last class we discussed about the Paribhasha Prakarana. So and then Puta, Gara, Koshti, Yantra, other things. So from today we'll start an actual topic. This whole of Rasashastra is because of we are studying on Rasa. Rasa is Paradaya. In our Ayurveda we have Rasa means even Ahara Rasa is also a Rasa. Okay, and Rasa is one after the other. And one more Rasa is Para. Okay. So Rasa means you need to understand in three ways, whether it is a Parada or a Dhatu or another. Okay. So come to the Rashastra, Rasa means it is Parada. Okay. So according to mythological story, Parada is a Shiva Virya. Okay. In many references, we will get a lot of stories how Parada has originated and how Parada came to the earth and other things. But mythological origin, just note down. So Parada is Shiva Virya. And have you visited Gokarna temple? So have you touched the Shiva Linga over there? It is a Paradalinga. So you cannot touch the linga. If the priest allowed, you can go and touch the linga. Actually, above the what you are seeing is not a lingu. So it is almost 1 feet behind that one. So under one, ಏನಂತಾರೆ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇದೆ 1 feet ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇದೆ beneath the surface. Okay. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ತರ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ. It is not Paradalinga. So we need to touch it in the bottom. Okay. That is a Paradalinga. So it's also one of the part of Shiva, according to mythological stories. So Ravana brought it to the earth. Okay, like that in Parada is not only just an Rasha Aushadhi. So we'll use Parada for other things, for Mantrik, Tantrik, for Puja, Dhatuvada, and other things. So, but definitely in Parada Pujana, the separate explanation is there. How to do Pujana karma for Parada. There are 5 separate Pujana karma for Parada. Out of the first one is Sparshana. Okay, so Parada, Sparshana, Dhyana, Parada Sparshana, Dhyana, Dana, Paripujana, and Bhakshana. Because Parada is a part of Shiva. Even in many videos of Sadhguru also we have seen the cult of alchemy also he has explained. And he made a Parada Lingu songs. So by using Parada. Okay. So just by touching Parada, we'll get enormous amount of energy. That is only by doing touching, sparshan. Okay. So Parada Bandhana is a highly difficult job. Once you do Parada Bandhana, then only we can give the shape to the Parada. So you know mercury is a liquid heavy metal. Not only liquid metal, it is liquid heavy metal. Even 1 kg of Parada, you can hold it in one finger. So weight will be there, but its amount will be very less. So ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ನೋಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವನ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ 250 grams ಬರೋದು ಪಾರದ will be weighing 1 kg. Okay, so it's liquid heavy metal, and important property of parada is chapalatva, amalgamation, and it is running, you cannot hold it. So many times you experience with your BP apparatus. In olden days we have a mercury manometer. If mercury came out of that, we cannot hold it with your naked hand. You need to take some paper or something else to collect mercury. So that is the unpurified mercury. So whatever the mercury we will use in our classics is the purified mercury. Okay. So in naked hand we cannot hold it. So much of uh, uh, moving it will be. So chapalatva. So in commonly we call those who are very active, we can call them mercury only. So they are very active like that. So in come to the pujana, we have 5 methods of doing puja to Parada. First one is Sparshana, Dhyana, Dana, Paripujana, Bhaksha. Okay. So then in one shloka in Dasarata Samuchaya, by doing Murchana, if you do Murchana Samskara for Parada, we can use it for a disease, for treating disease. So and Parada Basma, they call it as Amruta. They called Parada Basma as Amruta. Chettonical. And if you do Parada Bandhana, you will get Mukti. Okay. So in different way, Muktis will attain different meanings. Here we will get Mukti by doing Parada Bandhana. Okay. So Murchana of Parada, Murchana Samskara of Parada, that we can treat the disease. So Bandhana will get Mukti, and Parada Basma is equal to the Amruta. So much of importance is given to Parada by our Acharyas. Next, types of Parada. In types of Parada, in classics, we have 5 types of Parada explained. Rasa, Rasendra, Suta, Parada, and Mishraka. And most important is here the color of these different 5 types of Parada. Main question they will ask is based on the color. For example, Ishat Pita Varana is dash type of Parada. So like that they may ask the question. So write down Rasa is having Rakta Varana. Types of Parada, right? Heading. First one is types of Parada. Rasai is having Rakta Varana. Rasa is Rakta Varana. Rasendra Kapila Varana. Or Shava Kapila anta ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Shava or Kapila. Rasendra Shava or Kapila Varana. Suta Ishat Pita Varana. Suta Ishat Pita Varana. Parada Shubra Varana. Parada Shubra Varana. Mishraka Mayura Chandrika Varana. Mayura Chandrika. Just like Pikatnik. Mayura Chandrika Varana. So I will repeat. Rasa Rakta Varana. Rasendra Shava or Kapila Varana. Suta Ishat Pita Varana. Parada Shubra Varana. Mishraka Mayura Chandrika. Yeah. So usually everything will have one derivation. Rasa, why it is called as Rasa, why it is called as Rasendra, Suta, Mishtaka, Parada. It has Nirukti, not necessary. So if you want, while going with the textbook, you can copy the slokas. One line sloka is there for Rasa, Rasendra, Parada, Suta, Mishtaka. And PGT point of view, the color is most important. So in 2 3 examinations, they asked about the color of these Parada. Mayura Chandaka ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ. So it is Mishra. And next question comes Parada Gati. Parada Gati. Some words, if you convert it into our native language, you will get some different meaning. Here Gati means a movement. Okay. So actual meaning according to the classics is Gati means loss. Here in according to rasashastra, Parada Gati means a loss or amount of loss of Parada during samskaras. How we will lose Parada while doing samskara is Gati. So there are 5 Gatis of Parada. How we will lose Parada while doing samskara, while doing preparation out of Parada. So first one is Jalagati. So before that we will wash Parada. Any metal or anything before taking into the preparation we will wash it. So that is Jalagati. Okay, that is why washing. So next one is Amsagati. Next one is Amsagati. Slowly we will lose Parada. It may be from evaporation or something else. Slowly it will evaporate or it will misty while doing the preparation. That is Amsagati. Next is Malagati. So we'll next topic is Malas of Parada. So that during that time we'll discuss. So while doing Shodhana, we will lose some Parada. So usually Parada will always accompanied with Naga and Vanga dosha. So if you remove Naga and Vanga from Parada, some amount of Parada will go into loss. So that is Malagati. Okay. Next is Dhumagati. So Dhumagati means evaporating. Jivagati. Last one is Jivagati. So during procedure, some amount will be lost. We cannot evaluate how it has gone like that. So during procedure, some amount will be lost. Okay. There are five gatis of Parada. So Jalagati, Amsagati, Malagati, Dhumagati, and Jivagati. So here Gati means the loss of Parada during Samskaras. Parada we have Ashta Samskara and Ashtadasha Samskara. Ashta Samskarita Parada will use for treating a disease. Ashtadasha Samskarita Parada will use for making Dhatu Varada, conversion of lower matter into an higher matter. Okay. So next comes source of Parada. So main ore of Parada is Ingula. Okay, so main ore of Parada is Ingula. So where we will get Ingula? Darada. Darada Desha. From Darada Desha we will get Ingula. That's why the synonym of Ingula is also called as Darada. So Ingula is HGS, Cinnabar and Metacinnabar. Ingula is HGS. Chemical name is HGS, Cinnabar and Metacinnabar. So one more ore of Parada is Rasakarpura, Hg2Cl2. Rasakarpura is one of the ore of Parada. One is Ingula, it's very commonly available. So one more is Rasakarpura or Calamal. So the chemical formula is Hg2Cl2. Rasakarpura, Hg2Cl2. Rasakarpura. So mainly there are two ores of Parada. One is Ingula, one more is Rasakarpura. From these two we can extract Parada. Very commonly we will extract Parada from Ingula. Okay. So recent days, according to some references, most of the Parada is used in atomic centers, and also it is used as a rocket fuel. And we have a Vimana Samhita. So in the ancient period, one of the Samhita is there. Still it is available in documentary stage. So there they use Parada as a fuel for helicopters and aircrafts. Nowadays, the fuel they use the carbon fuel, just like a diesel petrol. The air fuel will be available. They're using this carbon fuel. In olden days, so they use Parada as fuel for this aircraft. Example is first one is in Ramayana it is documented Pushpaka Vimana. So Pushpaka Vimana. So kidnapping of Sita from India to Sri Lanka. So Ravana used Pushpaka Vimana. Okay, so it is an aircraft only. So in olden days they used this Parada as a fuel to run the aircraft. So based on that, a lot of things were documented in Vimana Samhita. So according to science, Wright brothers who invented aircraft and airfield, but in Indian knowledge and Indian classical texts in olden days, we used fuel and we use aircrafts also. Okay, the technology we don't know exactly how they used and other things, but according to the science and technology, Wright brothers are the inventors of airplane technology. Okay. So still it is available. Still lots of researches are going on Bharata because the carrying capacity of fuel, usually what they are carrying is a diesel based engine, diesel based fuel. Uh, for flying some 2000 kilometers, it is enough. if some because of some unforeseen climatic conditions and all, if the aircraft unable to land in particular area, then it needs lot of fuel and lot of alt station is needed. For example, from flying from India to America, it needs minimum 24 hours. But we don't have sufficient fuel to fly from India to America, so they will have some 2 to 3 halts in between to refill their tanks. So it is quantities needed is too much. If you use Parada based fuel, then quantity becomes lesser, or atomic fuels, the quantity becomes lesser. So based on that, they are doing a lot of research on Parada to reduce their fuel cost, one thing, and as well as quantity. It is a very true stories, and even it is documented in these areas also. Aircraft was there in India during Ramayana Kala. Before that also. Next comes Parada doshas. Mainly we have three doshas Parada: Naisargika dosha, Yogika dosha, and Aupadanика dosha. Naisargika dosha, Yogika dosha, Aupadika dosha. Naisargika doshas are three in number, Yogika doshas are two in number, Aupadika doshas are seven in number. Yogika doshas are Visha, Vanni, and Mala. Visha, Vanni, and Mala. So what Visha will do? The outcome of Visha dosha present in Parada, it will leads to mrutyu. Visha will leads to mrutyu. Visha will leads to mrutyu. One knee that will cause a santapa. One knee that will cause a santapa. Mala will cause murcha or jadatva. Mala will cause murcha and as well as jadatva. Naisarika doshas of Parada, so it will come by default. Without Naisarika dosha, Parada will not at all available anywhere in the world. Okay, Naisarika Visha, Vanni, and Mala. So Visha dosha, naturally Parada is toxic. Visha. Naturally Parada is Ushna. Okay. So naturally it has some marks by default. Wherever the Parada will available, definitely it has these three doshas. It's called as Naisarika doshas. Natural doshas. By default, these three doshas will come. So Visha will do Marana. So Vanni will cause Santapa. Mala will cause Murcha. So in many Java articles, scientific articles, in the articles published in other countries, they are telling so Indian associates, Indian mineral compounds contains heavy metals, and that will going to damage kidney, that will going to damage liver. So hepatotoxicity and renotoxicity will be very common by consuming Indian mineral medicines. So that is the myth present everywhere. Why it is happen? If they won't purify these doshas properly, we are not using parada directly into the medicine, or we are not using the heavy metal or liquid metal as a medicine. It will undergo a lot of samskaras. Okay, samskaro ki gunantardhan. Where is the reference? Samskaro ki gunantardhanam. All Bashja Kalpala is depends on this samskara. Charaka, Vimanasthanam. Okay. Samskaro hi gunantardhanam reference is in Charakas. Okay. So a lot of samskara will going to happen. The final outcome is an amruta. Paradavasma here in the documented in the Sarasma Samachaya, they call it as an amruta. It's not a toxic, it's not a visha. Okay. Once it is not properly purified, then only we can call it as a visha toxic. According to some research articles and some references, Parada will not at all absorb in the body. Okay. So for observing a Parada, we need a chemicals that present in the Pacific Ocean, all of the Pacific Ocean. So the biggest ocean, biggest lot of chemicals will available in Pacific Ocean. So lot of Pacific chemicals are needed to dilute or disintegrate parada directly. Okay. The job of mercury is it is potensifying other minerals, and it will make other minerals to absorb faster and reach the target quicker. That is the role of parada. So I will explain you while telling about Kajali. Okay. So nowadays, in if you see Maharashtra system of practice, so there everybody will use mineral medicines, not purely herbal medicines. If you go to Kerala, there they will use only 90% is an herbal medicine, 10% is mineral medicines. Come to Karnataka, here we will again fluctuation 50-50. We don't have any particular base of medicine to use. So, but we have a lot of colleges. Okay, so we'll go to Maharashtra. So they are very confidently they are using uh, mineral drugs abundantly. Almost everywhere they are using herbal mineral medicines. Even we can say 100%. Okay. So I have seen in Kerala, the Ayurvedic Churna dose they are given 10 grams, 15 grams. Same thing if you go to Maharashtra, they will give 1 gram. And the same effect you will get from the 1 gram and in Kerala 15 grams. So then I asked why it is only 1 gram. For 1 gram, they added 1 rati of kachili. Okay. After adding a kajili, the herbal medicine will be potensified 10 times than that of the original potency. Okay. It is triturated along with the kajili. So it is potensified and they are giving only 1 gram. Same thing. So the kajali is the base drug. It can be used in every way. So Sukshma Triphala, you know the one medicine contains Sukshma Triphala. It contains Triphala and as well as kajali. It is an effective only plain Triphala Kashaya, gargling and all we will use in tonsillitis and other things. But if you use Sukshma Triphala, it is an excellent antibiotic, antibacterial, antiviral drug can be used in upper respiratory infection. It contains kajali and Triphala, two drugs. Plain Triphala won't work like this. Triphala, we have other results. If you take it Triphala in the early morning, empty stomach, it will act as an antacid. If you take it same Triphala in HS, in Nisha Karla, it will act as an laxative. Okay. So Triphala after food, we will take it as act as an Akshi basic. Okay. So many benefits of Triphala is there. If you Triphala use along with Kajali in smaller dose, it is act as an antibiotic. Okay. So like that we can do permutation and combinations. And here the parada is a potensifier. It's a biggest potensifier. And by using parada based medicine, we need only a small quantity of medicine for treating a bigger disease also. So disease quantity can be reduced by adding parada. Samskarita parada. Okay. So Naisarika dosha of parada, Visha, Vani and Mala. So how to remove Visha dosha from parada? By doing Shodhana by Triphala Kashaya. According to Raskarangini, it is Triphala Kashaya. According to Rasaratna Samucha, it is Chitraka. Triphala Kashaya or Chitraka Kashaya. So how to remove Vishadosha of Parada? By doing trituration with Triphala Kashaya according to Rasarangini and by doing Chitraka Kashaya Shodhana Mardana by Rasaratna Samuchaya. Rasarangini Triphala. Rasaratna Samuchaya RRS Chitraka Kashaya. So question will be asked like that according to Rasana Samuchaya. So what is the Shodhana advice to take out the Vishadosha from Parada? So then answer is Triphala. Okay. So how to remove Vani dosha from Parada? So Vani will cause Santapa, Ushnatva will increases by Vani. So according to Rasaratna Samucha, it is Chitraka. According to Rasatarangini, it is Chitraka RT. According to Rasatarangini, it is Chitraka. According to Rasaratna Samucha, it is Triphala. So ulta, ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. So Vani dosha can be removed by doing Shodhana with Chitraka Kashaya according to Rasa Tarangini and Triphala Kashaya according to Rasaratna Samuchaya. Okay. Next, how to remove Mala? or Jadatva from Parada by doing Mardana with Aragvada Falamajja. Prastarangini, Aragvada Falamajja, Prastarangini, Kumari Swarasa, Rasaratna Samuchaya. Kumari Swarasa, Rasaratna Samuchaya. Okay. So this to remove the Naisargika doshas. Next comes Yogika doshas. Yogika doshas are Naga and Vanga, and the common adulteration with Mercury is Naga and Vanga. Common adulteration. Adulterants and common doshas. If we find some other metals along with Mercury means easily we'll get Naga and these two. So how to remove these two doshas? Naga will cause Vrana. If you consume Parada with Naga dosha, that will cause Vrana. Vrana. So how to remove this Naga dosha from Parada? By doing trituration with Gruhaduma, Esti Churana and Aritra. Gruhaduma, Esti Churana and Aritra. Gruhaduma, Esti Churana and Aritra according to Rasa Tarangini. According to Rasa Tarangini. So what Vanga dosha will do? It will cause us Kushta. Vanga dosha present in Parada will cause us Kushta. How to remove Vanga dosha? By triturating it with Indravaruni, Ankola, Aridra. Reference is Rastarangini, Indravaruni, Ankola, Haridra. Indravaruni, Ankola, Haridra. Okay. Naisargika dosha over, Yogica dosha over. Next comes Aupadika doshas. There are 7 Aupadika doshas. And Rasaratna Samuchaya. You can write down Aupadika doshas. Parpati, Patini, Vedi. Parpati, Patini, Vedi. Next, Dravi, Malakari, Andakari, Dvangshi. Parpati, Patini, Vedi, Dravi, and Malakari ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಒಂದೇ ಲೈನಲ್ಲಿ. Dravi and Malakari. Next, Andakari and Dvangshi ಅಂತ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಲೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Andakari and Dvangshi. So, Parpati is Bhumija dosha. Parpati, you can write down. Parpati is Bhumija dosha. Parpati is Bhumija dosha. Patini is Girija dosha. Patini is Girija dosha. Bedini is Varija dosha. Bedi is Varija dosha. Bedini is Varija dosha. Dravi and Malakari is Nagaja dosha. Dravi and Malakari is Nagaja dosha. Andakari and Dvangshi are Vangaja dosha. Dravi and Malakari Nagaja. Andakari and Dvangshi Vangaja. Okay. Parpati, Patini, Bedi, Dravi, Malakari, Andakari, and Dvangshi. Parpati is Bhumija dosha. Patini is Girija dosha. Bedi is Varija dosha. Dravi and Malakari is Nagaja dosha. Andakari and Dvangshi is Vangaja dosha. So, ಔಪಾದಿಕ ದೋಷ. Usually, second level ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಲ್ಲ ಶೋಧನ ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. So, in future you may get the question. So, which among the following is Girija dosha out of ಔಪಾದಿಕ doshas ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬಂದ್ರು ಬರ್ಬೋದು. ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ RRS ರಸರತ್ನ ಸಮುಚ್ಚಯ. According to Rasarudaya Tantra and Rasaranava, main doshas are Vishavanya and Mala only. According to Rasarudaya Tantra and Rasaranava, so the main doshas of the important doshas of Varda is only the Vishavanya and Mala. According to Rasarudaya Tantra and Rasaranava. ನೋಡಿ, ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ರಸಾರಣವ ನಮಗೆ ರಸರಥ ಸಮುಚ್ಚಯದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಷ ವಿಲ್ ಕಾಸ್ ಮೃತ್ಯು ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ರಸಾರಣವ ವಿಷ ವಿಲ್ ಕಾಸ್ ವಿಷಾದತ್ವ. ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ರಸಾರಣವ ವಿಷ ವಿಲ್ ಕಾಸ್ ವಿಷಾದತ್ವ. Vanni will cause kushta. A question will come like that. According to Rasaranava, Visha dosha of Parada will cause. Okay. So Vanni dosha of Parada will cause kushta according to Rasaranava. Mala will cause meha. Meha gada anta kottidare. So according to Rasa Paddhati, one more dosha he added. Rasa Paddhati, Chanchalya, Chanchalatva he added as a dosha of Parada. Rasa Paddhati. According to Rasa Paddhati, he added Chanchalvatva. Chanchalya is one of the dosha with above 3. Vishavanya and Mala with Chanchala is becomes the 4th dosha. Rasamangaladalli above 4 dosha along with Gaurava. Rasamangala. So Vishavanya, Mala, Chanchala plus Gaurava. Above 4 plus Gaurava. According to Rasa Prakasha and Rasa Chudamani, again they added another 2 extra doshas with above 5. Visha, Vanni, Mala, Chanchala, Gaurava. With that, they added extra 2 Mada and Darpa. Mada and Darpa. Mada and Darpa. Yes, about the doshas of Parada. When you come to Mercury, so take some points about Mercury. Specific gravity of Mercury is 13.5. Specific gravity is 13.5. Freezing point minus 36 degree. Melting point 35.87 degree. 35.87 degree. Boiling point 357.25. Boiling point 357.25. Atomic number in the board, periodic board is 79. Atomic number in periodic board 79. Atomic weight is 200.6. Atomic weight 200.6. Next comes synonyms of Parada. So almost Shiva Virya agirod karana. So Parada is called as Shiva Virya. Almost all synonyms of Shiva will be applicable for Parada. So Kechara, Chapala, Divya, Ananta, Sukshma, Jiva, Shiva, Suta, Siddhadhatu, Chapala, Mukunda. So almost all synonyms. I will tell you some important synonyms you can write down. Mukunda you can write down. Chapala, Siddha Dhatu, Divya Dhatu, Ananta, Sukshma. Okay. So last class I told you about you need to remember Graha Lakshanas. Graha Lakshanas also most important in rasashastra. So what is the Graha Lakshana of Parada? Antasya Neelam Bahirujvalam Madhyana Surya Pratima Prakash. Madhyana Surya Samaprabha is one of the shloka. Antasya Neelam Bahirujvala. Madhyana Surya Pratima Prakash. Rasamanjari. Antasya Neela Bahirujvala. So, Grahya Lakshanas are identification features of the particular metal or particular dhatu, and here they are comparing the Parada equal to that of Madhyana Surya, midday sun. If you see in the midday sun, centrally we look at it like a Neela. So, central of the sun, we see it as a Neela, the bluish color, and surface is Ujjwal, just like light, how it will come, the rays, how it will come. So, in the border, in the circle, it is Ujjwala. Antasya Neela, internally it is Neela, externally it is Ujjwala. Antasya Neela, Bahirujjwala, and how it will look? It will look like a Madhyana Surya Samapam. So they are given two Lakshanas and one simile, one comparison. Antasya Neela Bahirujjwala, Madhyana Surya Samaprakash. So you should remember. So if they ask about which shloka, this is the Graha Lakshana of Parada. Antasya Neela Bahirujjwala, Madhyana Surya Pratima Prakasha. Okay. Next comes Parada Shodhana, Samanya Shodhana and Vishesha Shodhana. So Vishavanni Malake ನಾವು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಶೋಧನ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಈಗ ವಿಶೇಷ ಶೋಧನ we can go with Kumari Swarasa Shodhana and Lashuna Shodhana. It's very important. Lashuna Shodhana ಸುಮಾರು ಸಲ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ. Lashuna Shodhana is one of the Shodhana method for which of the following metal? Swara. Lashuna Swarasa. ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದ ವಿಷವನ್ನಿ ಮೂಲಕ ಅವಾಗಲೇ ನಾನು ಡಿಕ್ಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಲಶೂನ ಶೋಧನ ಒಂದು ಬರ್ಬೋದು. ಶೋಧನ ವಿತ್ ಲಶೂನ ಸ್ವರಸ. ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಶೋಧನ ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ತ್ರಿಫಲ ಚಿತ್ರಕ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಶೋಧನ ಇಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಲಶೂನ ಸ್ವರಸ. Next comes Parada Samskaras. Ashta Samskaras of Parada. So we have two types of samskara. One is Ashta Samskara and one more is Ashtadasha Samskara. Okay. So here for Parada we have, in our syllabus we have only Ashta Samskaras. Only ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. So we are using Parada for our medicinal use. We are not at all using Parada for Dhatu art. For conversion of lower metal and higher metal, there we can use Parada as a media for conversion. So in that case we need Ashtadasha Samskara, 18 Samskaras. For medicinal use we need only 8 Samskaras. Here the AAPGT point is what is the outcome of each Samskara, you should remember. And these Samskaras should do one by one only. First we should start with the Svedana, next it is Mardana only. Without doing Mardana, we should not jump to Murcha. So Svedana admala, we have to go with Mardana and then Murchana, then Utpatana, Patana, Rodana, Niyamana and Deepa ultimately. Okay, so this is the way we need to do Samskara, Parada, Ashta Samskara, Parada. And from every Samskara there is some outcome. Okay, for example, so Svedana Samskara, after doing Svedana Samskara, Mala Shaitilya Karaka. So the Parada Mala will go. after doing Sweda. So I will share the material, complete material on PPT. So I will share. PPT is color one. It will be attractive. I will share PPT only, and plain material is available in the website. 10 pages material is available in the website. So PPT is attractive. Color ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕಲರ್ ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. I will send PPT. Okay. So in Mardana, it can be done in Kalva Yantra, Bahirmala Vinashana. So for every samskara, there is one outcome. You should remember the samskara and how to do samskara with a particular yantra, and then what is the final outcome. Okay, these three things you should remember: samskara and where to do this samskara, and what is the outcome. So all 8 samskaras outcome should be remembered. So direct question will be asked like that. So Bhubikshakarana is an after effect of Niyamana samskara. Okay. Chapalatva Nivrutti is an after effect of Deepana samskara. So like that, all Ashta samskaras and their after effects you should remember. You need to memorize and where to do this. Okay. So usually, if you can do the samskara continuously, so with lethargic work, with full effort, it will be finished within 60 days to 100 days. If it do it very lethargically, it will take 1 year. Okay. So heavy work is there by doing samskaras, but the cost of samskarita parada and plain parada is varying too much. Okay, so for example, Shodhita Parada, simple Shodhita Parada, after Ingolotha Parada extraction and other things, it's cost about 25,000. And if you do the same samskara, 1 kg of purified Parada with you, Ashta Samskarita Parada with you, then it's cost about 25 lakhs. Okay, 25,000 to 25 lakhs. So many students will ask what to do after completion of degree. Do this samskara. Why you worrying for money? So especially rasashastra. So always I tell you, they will ask which is the best branch for practice. I will tell you rasashastra. If you do rasashastra practice, you will definitely will earn better money and better name and fame. Okay, in the shlokas only they are telling Daridra Nivarakam. And Uttama practice is Rasaushadhi practice. Tarjari practice is Adama. Kashavadhi practice is Madhyama. They are given with shlokas. So, which is the Uttama practice is Rasaushadhi. So, if you are practicing pure Rasaushadhis, within 5 years, you must have an Adhika. That must be the outcome of Rasaushadhi practice. Okay, so minimum outcome, minimum medicine and maximum results will be there. So, those things are impossible. We can make it possible by practicing Rasaushadhis. So even many disease conditions in typical level, in difficult level, in last stages, the easy password and easy practices Rasaushadhis. And nowadays, many Rasaushadhis are incorporated in our daily practices. So without Aragyavardhani, we will not write prescription. Without Sandharpavati, we will not write prescription in females. So many Rasaushadhis are incorporated in our daily practices. So still, if you use extensively, in some medicines, we are not used at all. Mruganku rasa, we are not using at all. It's one of the best rasa in medicine. So like that. So and cost of rasa is very much higher. For example, Bruvatavata Chintamani, one tablet cost is 130 rupees minimum pricing with some minimum company. If you go with some superior gold in it, then it costs about some around 200 rupees. The cost is very high. That will be 120 mg tablet. It's not 250 or 500 or 1 gram of medicine. It's 120 to 125 mg it will come. The costing is around 130 to 160 rupees. The premium rates depends on premium gold and premium rates. Okay, but result will be there if you use sufficient quantity of it. For example, one of my senior is practicing only low back ache. His main drug of choice is only Prodachintamani. So in what dose he will prescribe is morning 2 tablets, afternoon 2 tablets, night 2 tablets. What is the cost per day? Around some 600 to 1000 rupees in a day. If you can able to invest it for 3 months, you will be happy. The first thing he will tell you, if you when patient come to his clinic, he will explain. So definitely this is taken nerve compression is there, disc bulge is there. If you have to go for surgery, it will costing about 3 lakhs. If you want to repair your problem without surgery, it will costing around 90,000. So which one you will select best and we will treat. It is perfect. No need of negotiation. If you want, we will prescribe. Otherwise, you can go to surgery. Okay, we need to convince the patient. So if you know other contemporary medicines, what they will do, then we can convince. And again, patient will go to some other spinal surgeon. They will ask, no, no, we have to do surgery. So they will ask, I will be all right after doing surgery. No, you're not completely all right after doing surgery. Some sort of shortness of leg or some other problem will be there. So I have not seen a single surgery patient. So if they are doing the same thing again, they will go for second surgery or third surgery. It's a very fine surgery, and a lot of side effects will be there. This spinal surgery, discectomy and laminectomy. With laminectomy, a lot of side effects. If you implant the plates and screws, again it has some major side effects. So for that reason, patient will not go to surgery again. They will come to the clinics. Okay. So thing is, we need to convince them, or else confuse them. Either you have to do convincing or confusing. ಎರಡು ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ no need of practice. Do these preparations and all. Don't open clinics. So opening a clinic is not an issue. If you not do the business, then it becomes an issue. So everybody will ask medical in from the first year of BMS, how society will see is medical profession is a service. Yes, we will do service, but same amount of revenue we should generate now by doing service also. We have to run our family. We have to earn for our bread and butter. Okay. So from first year BMS, everybody will incorporate you service, service, service. Nobody told you to do free service. Okay. When come to the business, we have two things to have. One is goods. Next one is service sector. Goods sector is selling of the goods. We will give some. Will get some money. Second sector is service sector. So our doctor profession will comes in service sector. Not only doctors, in other professions like mechanics and other people will do services only. For their service, they will charge like anything. For our service, we should not charge higher amounts. We should make it free. Okay, that is the expectation of society, but still, so you can do convincing, or else if they won't convince means you have to confuse them. If you do another one model, you have to do either of the things for survival of your journey. Okay, so it is not easy to establish or run a clinic. So without convincing the patient, that is the most important thing when patient comes to the clinics. If you can't able to convince the patient means then your treatment is failed. If you can able to give the right medicines at the right stage also, if you cannot convince the patient means you are failed. He won't come back. You will take medicine, you will be cured, but still you won't come back. That psychological impact will work a lot of things. Okay. So according to WHO survey, I told in many classes, even 90% of people come to the clinic doesn't need any medicines. There is not requirement of any medical interventions. Okay. So in that level, you need to convince them, you need to convert them, otherwise confuse them. Convince and convert to Ayurveda, or else confuse and let them go. So this way we can do our practices. So medical profession is practice only from first day to last day. We will not become perfect by doing practice. We are trialing every day and every day. We are learning by trialing out. Okay. So it's not like other professions. It's their own impact and effects on the regular practices. Okay. So Parada, where it comes, costing. Costing. Yes. Why our associates have become so costlier? I asked them, the gold is costlier. The companies, when I'm practicing this Growth Chintamani, it is around some 15 rupees to 20 rupees. Nowadays, his premium quality Growth Chintamani is 200 rupees. I asked them why the cost is so much. They told cost of gold is higher. So when started practicing, the gold rate is 2,500. Now it is 5,000. It is only doubled. But your medicine is 100 times. 20 rupees to 200 rupees. It is 10 times costlier. Gold is only 2 times costlier. So again they told petrol is costlier. So because of petrol costly, then only gold is also costlier. No? So the cost is only 2 times or 4 times, but they are making it 10 times costlier because of this processing. Conversion of rasa aushadis, rasa dustbins. That is becomes a lethargy product. Cost of manufacturing cost is increased, not only the raw material cost. Gold is raw material only. The manufacturing cost, the labors, everything has increased. So if you can able to prepare a kajali, only simply you can prepare kajali and sell it to some companies, you will get very good amount, very good amount. And if you have to do Asha Samskaras also, you will get very good amount. So best thing is you have to prepare your medicine from morning to evening, and you just practice in the evening 2 to 3 hours. That is the best way of practicing Ayurveda. No need to treat all the diseases from common cold to cancer. Pick some your specialties or super specialties. Only practice those things. So some clinics they will put only I will practice diabetes, I will practice only spinal disease, I will practice only allergy and asthma. Still we don't have a super specialty practice. We have a lot of opportunity in those areas. So now some of the companies are coming up, some of the firms are coming up only for diabetes management, only for hypertension management. So we have a lot of opportunity in super specialty practice. When come to our contemporary medicine, allopathy, they have a lot of super specialty practice. Even come to the cardiology only, they have another 10 sub branches in cardiology. Right coronary artery will be taken care by one, and left coronary artery will be taken care by another. Surgeries in that. Cardiothoracic surgery is different, general surgery is different. So angioplasty is doing with different one. So they have a lot of super specialty MD and DMs. But in our science, BMS is ultimate. Even MD is very less. And after doing MD also, again we are doing GP only. Still, we haven't attained that much of super specialty in clinical branches. It is the lack of Ayurveda, and it is a need of the hour. Just you practice only spine medicine, you advertise as a spinal surgeon, spine Ayurveda surgeon, and practice. You will get patients. People will search like that only. Ayurveda pediatrician, Ayurveda spinal surgeon, Ayurveda gynecologist, Ayurveda weight management specialist. Ayurveda wellness clinic ಅಥವಾ Ayurveda doctor ಅಂತ search ಮಾಡೋದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. Now they are coming with super specialty keywords and searching in Google, and you have to stand according to their need. ನಮ್ದೇನಪ್ಪ what the doctors ನಮ್ದು ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಏನಿರ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ what patient needs we have to serve. That is our stand. So patient needs super specialty means we have to acquire super specialty knowledge in treating the patient. So what happens? We are doing a GP. Even a cancer patient comes also, we will do some general medicines or some cancer indications. We will send the patient out. And if cardiac patient comes also, what are the cardiac medicines we have? Some Prabhakaravati or Udayamanarasa, some other medicines we prescribe and we send the patient out. But he will not go on deep. Whether it is a block, how to treat. Whether it is ischemia, how to treat. Whether it is a vascular problem, how to rejuvenate the vessel. It is only hyperlipidemia, how to treat atherosclerosis, arteriosclerosis. In that way, we won't think. Simply, whatever the medicine we have, we will prescribe. Commonly, Arjuna Arista will prescribe, Prabhakar will prescribe, Buddhavanasa will prescribe, and one any other some Rasayana will prescribe and will send the patient away. So, superficial practice is not at all doing, and reversal of hypertension. So, reversal of coronary artery disease. So, how to look into the ECG. So all these things is a need of the hour. Patients are demanding these treatments, but we are not able to give these treatments. Okay, that's it's maybe the failure of any Ayurveda doctor. It's not the failure of you, but definitely the name will go to Ayurveda only. So the people will think like Ayurveda won't work in hypertension, Ayurveda won't work in cardiology. They will think like that only. So we should prepare like that. We can able to treat super specialty. Otherwise, don't treat. Okay, better to avoid, or if you want to treat what exactly they need. For example, while treating infertility, generally what infertility, male infertility patients will come, everybody will give ashwagandha lake or ashwagandha tablet, another thing. But what exactly patient needs, they won't survive. If it is an oligospermia, what to do? If it is an uh, astinospermia, what to do? If the motility issues is what to do? Okay, if it is a morphology issue with the sperm, what to do? If the quantity is very less, what we do? In our classic, we have a lot of references, Shukrala Dravya, and lot of explanation is there. Okay, so but still we are not at all competent to do that practice. Okay, so everybody will prescribe Vajikarana Dravyas. In infertility, before prescribing Vajikarana Dravyas, we should do Deha Shodhana and then Rasayana. Finally, we have to go with Vajikarana. So again, permanent failure will happen. Okay, like that, if you are competent enough to practice that particular specialty, then you can prescribe. Otherwise, then it becomes a failure of you and as well as a failure of Ayurveda also. Same thing will happen in cancer also. Because if you are prescribing some medicines, but it won't work. People think that Ayurveda won't work in cancer. Okay. So like that things will happen. But what is my advice is, so you should do some research, you should do some you can accumulate some skills in the particular super specialty, then start treating the particular branch. Definitely we have a wide scope and wide money. I will definitely will generate wide amount of revenue in setting. So for all these reasons, Vasaushadhis are the best medicines we can utilize in this way. Faster, quicker, and sure short results we can expect from Vasaushadhis. Even for the preparations, we will get very good amount of money. So better is you have to prepare the medicine from morning to evening. You can take some assistant. Evening you can practice one or two diseases. That's enough. And some practitioners are doing like that only. Some people, one of my senior colleague, senior Dr. Mukun, is practicing in Ballari. He is a MD in Russia. So he will prepare medicine from morning to evening. In evening only will come to the clinic. For Basti also we will use Rasaushadis. Normal Basti, for that Basti will add Rasaushadis. Even for Vamana Virachan also will add some Rasaushadis. How? For Vamana in cases of asthma, asthmatic conditions, so we will add Abarka Basma with Snepa. 30 ml of Brutana with Abarka Basma, 5 grams. So like that he incorporated rasashastra into Ayurveda. Cast ಔಷಧಿ ಜೊತೆ rasashastra mix ಮಾಡಿ will prescribe. And you want to prescribe some churnas. So you will add the kajjali. Sitafala churna with kajjali. Talihadi churna with kajjali. So in that way we can incorporate. And the faster and better results will be there. Okay, like that, lot of preparations are explained in the Shastra. So 90% of medicines explained in Russia are not available in the market today. So nobody is preparing it. If they prepared also, nobody is purchased and nobody will use. So like that, enormous amount of knowledge is available in Russia. Till today, highest number of books written on Russia. So more than 1,000 is available. So if you want to establish your career in Ayurveda means be prepared to learn Rasashastra, be prepared to practice Rasashastra, be prepared to prepare associates. Okay, there you will get name, fame, and everything, whatever you have. Okay, so that is the capacity of freshen. So for doing Shodhana, what is the maximum and minimum amount of parada to be used for during Shodhana? Ashta samskara ಮಾಡಿದೆ. What is the maximum amount can be used? What is the minimum amount can be used? The maximum amount is 4 tola. 4 tola or द्वे सहस्र फला. 4 tola or द्वे सहस्र फला. And minimum is अर्ध फला. Minimum is अर्ध फला. 4 tola ಅಂದ್ರೆ 50 into 2000 kg. 50 into 2000 grams. 2000 grams or 2 kg. Around 100 kgs we can use for the total. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ minimum ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಧ ಫಲ around some 24 grams is the minimum quantity. And what is the outcome? ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ? What is the last thing we will get it after purification? So last ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿ the final medicine what you will get is 1/8 of the total quantity. If you are taking 100 grams of parada for sanskaras, finally we will get the product is 80 grams. 1/8 will be remaining after purification. Outcome is 1/8. Remnants will get only 1/8. Okay. Take 2 minutes break. Another half an hour will continue. So in about Ashta Samskara, we continue with Ashtadasha Samskara, 18 Samskaras, just note down. Anuvasana, ninth one. Ninth one is Anuvasana. 10th is Gagana Bhakshana. 10th one is Gagana Bhakshana. 11th is Charana. 11th is Charana. 12th is Garbhakruti. 13th is Bahyakruti. 14th Jarana. 15th Ranjana. 16th Sarana. Sarana. 17th Kramana. Kramana. 18th Vyeda. 19th is administration and the yoga ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದು ಅಷ್ಟಾದಶ ಒಂದು 18 only. So 19th is yoga ಅಂತ ಕೆಲವು ಕಡೆ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. Complete up to 18th. So ಅನುವಾಸನ, ಗಗನ ಭಕ್ಷಣ, ಚಾರಣ, ಗರ್ಭಕೃತಿ, ಬಾಹ್ಯಕೃತಿ, ಜಾರಣ, ರಂಜನ, ಸಾರಣ, ಕ್ರಮಣ and ವ್ಯದ. Okay, so 18 samskaras of Parva. So this is about first 50 marks of rasashastra. Some important points in yantras we note down. Circumference of tapta kalva, very common question they will ask. Tapta kalva is used to prepare kajjali. 9 angula into 9 angula. Depth is 6 angula. Depth is 6 angula. In tapta kalva must be kantaloha, iron. And what is the size of the patient in tapta kalva? 8 angula. Size of the patient is 8 angula. And what is the fuel used for tapta kalva? Now ಬಿಸಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ? So usually in Puta we are using the Vanotpalas, Scotland cakes. Here is Ajashakrut cakes we have to use. Ajashakrut. Ajashakrut is the fuel. Used for tapta kalva. So we will use a normal kalva, that is Ardha Chandrakara kalva. Ten into 16 to 10. Depth, height, and width. 10 into 16 into 10. Ardha Chandrakala kalva. 10 into 16 to 10. Length of patient is 12 angula. Length of patient is 12 angula. You know about Ulukala yantra? Ulukala is Varalu Mate Vanike. That is Ulukala yantra. In olden days, we use this Ulukala yantra for extracting of grains from ragi, paddy, to extraction of grains. Here the height is 16 angula Ulukala yantra, depth is 13 angula. Depth or width is 13 angula. Ulukala yantra. Ulukala yantra, height is 16 angula and depth is 13 angula. And what is the length of Loha Danda? Loha Danda is 1K. 1K over 1K length to 20 angula. Is 20 angula. Loha Danda length is 20 angula. Next type of kalva is Vartula kalva. So round kalva irutte ನೋಡಿ. Circumference is 12 angula, depth is 4 angula. One question ಪರ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ, what is the use of palika yantra ಅಂತ? Palika yantra, just shout. Palika yantra is nothing but a shout what we are using, making sambar and all. No? It is for gandhaka jarana artha. For gandhaka jarana. So next, Maharasa, Uparasa, Sadhana Rasa, Dhatu, Ratna, Uparatna. So it's very simple thing and no need to explain in deep. Very direct things are there in this area. So directly you can go with these things. Okay. So first is Maharasa, Uparasa, Sadhana Rasa are 80 number. Dhatu and Ratnas are 9 in number. Uparatna is only 6 in number. Okay. Maharasa, Uparasa, Sadhana Rasa are 80 in number. Dhatu and Ratna 9 in number. Uparatna is 6. Here you need to make a chart with each one of these things. Maharasa, for example, Abraka. So Abraka is one of the Maharasa. The chemical formula of Abraka, ore of Abraka, and then chemical name of Abraka, Shodhana Dravya, Marana Dravya, and then Abraka yogas and their indication, Doshagnata. So Rogagnata and Doshagnata and their indications. In a single line, or else in a one page, you can make these things. And then comes the types of Abraka and Shodhana of Abraka. So if any, and which is the best one in the Abraka, and then Graha Lakshanas. If you make it a simple thing in one chart, everything will come. First Abraka, Abraka Graha Lakshana, chemical formula, chemical name, okay. So on types of Abraka, and if any doshas are there. So in the one chart, doshas are there, Loha doshas, Yoga doshas are there. If doshas are there, how to remove those doshas? And which is the best variety out of it. For example, Shilajita, which is the best variety, Vinabraka, which is the best Abraka. Krishna Vajrabraka is the best one. So like that. Pinaka, Naga, Manduka, and Vajra are the 4 varieties of Abraka. Again, Shweta, Rakta, Pita, Krishna, again 4. 4 into 4, 16 varieties. Each has 4, 4. Pinaka is again Shweta Pinaka, Rakta Pinaka, Pita Pinaka, and Krishna Pinaka. So Vajra is again Shweta Vajra, Rakta Vajra, Pita Vajra, Krishna Vajra. Best one is Krishna Vajrabhaka is the best variety. We can use it as a medicine. Okay, so types and their best variety. So ella Maharasvapas and ella we make it these things. And then dose is also very important. What is the dose of these medicines? For example, 1 rati or 2 rati or 3 rati. So usually all rasas are 1 rati only we will use. So around 120 milligrams. So some restaurants are we are using very less quantity also. So even Visha we are using very less quantity. So those dose we need to note down. And important preparations prepared out of these particular medicines. Okay. So neat chart ಮಾಡಿ ನನ್ನ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ 170 to 80% ಕವರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಗ್ರಹ ಲಕ್ಷಣ ಇದೆ, ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಗ್ರಾವಿಟಿ, weight ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕಿ, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಸಮ್ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ಸ್ and make one beautiful notes, beautiful charts. Okay, so just the name, chemical name, their graha lakshanas, their types, best one out of that, and then Shodhana Dravya, Marana Dravya, important formulations prepared out of that, and then their indications at those. ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಮಹಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ಉಪಸಾಧನ ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ go through it. And most important is Ratna and their Graha, Ratna and Graha correlation. Okay, and some of them having some synonyms also. You should note down the synonyms also. Synonyms only one question Bharat. For example, Shulbar is a synonym of Shulbar is a synonym of Gandhaka. Okay, Kaga is the synonym of Kasisa. Kaga ಎರಡು ಮೂರು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So Jara is a synonym of Agni Jara. Darada is a synonym of ಇವಾಗ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ಇಂಗುಲ. Ingula. It is from Ingula Desha. That's why it's called Darada Desha. From Darada Desha, it's called as Darada. Mudara Shunga, Bodara Shunga. So like that synonyms. And English name also you should remember. For example, Agnijara is called as Ambar. Okay. So Kampilaka is Kamila. Gauri Pashana is AS2O3, arsenic oxide. Gauri Pashana is arsenic oxide, AS2O3. Especially Aratala, Manashila, Gauri Pashana. ಇದು ಮೂರದನ್ನು ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬಂದೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಆರ್ಸೆನಿಕ್ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ಸ್. Very strong medicines in case of respiratory and neuro respiratory infections. Will have a strong medicines in nerve nervine pain. We can use these medicines. Okay, Ardala Manashil and Gauri Bashka. And respiratory illnesses, tropical eosinophilia, dry cough like syndrome, consistent dry cough. So in that case also we can use Ardala Manashil. Respiratory and neuro. In both the cases, we can use one skin also. We will use Rasmanikya. One of the finest drug, secret drug of practice in psoriasis is Rasmanikya. Okay, so which is the best Rasaushadhi in psoriasis is Rasmanikya. Autoimmunity, any autoimmune diseases. So this Visha will use. Also, I have given introduction while doing Vedatantra and as well as rasashastra. Autoimmunity, no medicines in allopathy, only symptomatic relief. So what thing we can do is we can use our rasa aushadhis because autoimmunity will start with some visha, some irritant. So based on that we can use. If it is because of kashta aushadhi, we can use rasa aushadhi, rasa visha for kashta visha. For kashta visha we can use rasa visha. For animal poisoning we can use herbal poisoning. For herbal poisoning we can use animal poisoning. Or else we can use agadas, dushi visha agada, belovadi agada. We can use this purified rasas can be used. Okay. So out of that, the best medicine is Rasmanika in case of psoriasis. We can use Panchanimba, Gandhaka, all these preparations along with Rasmanika. These are the best medicines. We will get very good result. And I have given Rasmanika application also. So commonly we will use Shvetakotaja as one of the main prime drug of action in psoriasis. Shvetakotaja Taila, Shvetakotaja creams, Shvetakotaja internally also we will advise Taila, Shvetakotaja Taila also. For same thing we will add Rasamanikya, it will yield a very better results. Healing will be very fast. Symptomatic relief is different one, and Samprapti Vedana Chikitsa is different. Chikitsa we have to do in all the levels. First is symptomatic. So then we should go with Samprapti Vedana and Apunarbhava finally. Lakshanika Chikitsa is must thing when patient come to your theory. If you won't give the relief to their symptom, they won't come back again. After, if you advise them this disease will cure after 3 months, they won't come. So at least in a first visit, you should advise the medicines that will relieve the symptom up to the 50%. Otherwise, they won't come back. It is Lakshanika Chikitsa. So Lakshanika Chikitsa is must. Along with we need to go with Samprapti Vigatana. So Nidana Parimarjana and Lakshanika we can do from the first visit. Then we should go with Nidana Parimarjana, sorry, Samprapti Vigatana. Then actually we can go with Apunarbhava Chikitsa like Panchakarma and finally with Rasaya. So Lakshanika, Samprapti Vigatana, Apunarbhava like Panchakarma and finally land up in Rasaya. So we can use single drug can act as all these jobs. You should select a drug that will do Lakshanika also, that will do Apanurbhava also, that will do Rasayana also. So like that is available in Ayurveda. A single drug will do all these level, all these jobs for doctor. So that is the beauty of Ayurveda. So with single medicines, it's a Lakshanika also, it is Apanurbhava also, it is Rasayana also. Rasavati case one example in that. Okay. In psoriasis, everything is Shvetakotaja. Cream, application, soap, internal, external, everything is Shvetakotaja. It's a proven drug. CCRS proven drug. Out of that, we can use the Rasamanik as one of the key ingredient for using it. So then result will be very fast. Okay? So like that, then English name ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ ವೆರೈಟೀಸ್ ಮೇಲೂ ಸುಮಾರು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಅರತಾಲ, ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅರತಾಲ, ಪಿಂಡ ಅರತಾಲ ಅಂಡ್ ಪತ್ರ ಅರತಾಲ, ಪತ್ರ ಅಂಡ್ ಪಿಂಡ. And then ಕಾಂಕ್ಷಿ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್, ಪಾಟಕಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಪುಲ್ಲಿಕ. Types of ಕಾಂಕ್ಷಿ are ಪಾಟಕಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಪುಲ್ಲಿಕ. Sulfur types, ಗಂಧಕ types. Okay, Rakta, Pita, Shukla and Krishna. So some areas people will go and worship, they will drink some water from that fountain or some natural wells and all. So they will get cure of their disease, skin disease. So according to research, these well water or pond water are the natural source. It contains higher amount of minerals. Out of that, major one is the sulfur. Okay, so one thing we found near Chitradurga, in that well, those who are drinking the water, that will be getting better with their wound healing property. So then we go back to the history. That well will be outside of the ಕೋಟೆ ಏನು ಹೊರಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಇದೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, they used to store lot of ಗುರುತ in those wells. So those who are coming from the war field, if they have some cuts and burns over there, they will apply those gruta over the body and they will enter into the village. Like that, they will store gruta in the wells and pots. Okay, so the remnants of the gruta will be there in the place and it act as a medicine. It becomes a Purana gruta now. Purana gruta is the best in only. Okay, so like that. In many areas in Dehradun, one place is the Sahasradhara. There you will get completely a pure sulfur water. You just drink the water, that complete water is sulfur. Some places they will take those water for skin disease. Continuously 3 to 7 days, they will have to drink only that water without any other foods. Only water therapy. 7 days, no food, only sulfur water. Then there will be no disease. Okay, like that in worship places, they will have some conditions, some rules to apply for some diseases. So their background story is different, their research story is different. Definitely, it contains some minerals or some particular medicine present in the area. Okay, so rasashastra will play a major role in these things. We should go in detail about the synonyms, types, English name, botanical name. Okay, Loha types and all. ಒಂದು ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ನೇಮ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು ಇನ್ ರತ್ನಾಕರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ಐ. So what is the synonym of what is the name, original name of cat's eye? It is English name of cat's eye. English Vaiduria English name is cat's eye. Okay, ಡೈಮಂಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಯಾರು ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಗೋಮೇದ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಜಿರ್ಕಾನ್. ಗೋಮೇದ ಇಸ್ ಜಿರೋಕಾನ್. ಸೊ ಮಾಣಿಕ್ಯ is ruby, costliest ruby. Mukta is pearl, easy to know. Vidruma is coral. Vidruma is coral. Pravala. Vidruma is pravala or coral. If you visit Andaman, you will see natural corals. Okay. Taraksha emerald. Pushparaga topaz. Vajra diamond. Neela sapphire. Gomeda zircon. Vaiduria cat's eye. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವೈಕ್ರಾಂತ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಯೂಶಲಿ ಟೋರ್ಮಲೈನ್. ವೈಕ್ರಾಂತ ಇಸ್ ಟೋರ್ಮಲೈನ್. And cinema of Vikrant is Kuvajra. It mimics like that of Vajra. And Vajra labhye Vikrant. Vajra is not available, and then we can use Vikrant as a medicine. So in future slides, same thing will be available. And relation of Ratna, Dhatu, and Graha. So that is also one of the important FAQ. So you should remember. Yes, this slide. So Surya is Tamra and Manikya. So if you have a dosha with Surya Graha, we have to wear Tamra ring with Manikya Ratna. Okay, don't generally Jyotishis or astrologers will prescribe stones, gemstones, but they will tell you to hold along with gold only. Maximum gemstones will be wear with gold. It is not a good thing to wear all gemstones with gold. It has a conflict. Gold is a metal for Guru Graha. Okay, so if you want to wear a gemstone with gold, you can wear only Pushparaga. Pushparaga is a gemstone for Guru Graha, topaz. Okay, so Pushparaga gold. Where other stones, if you want to wear with gold, again it has some conflict with grass. You will not get any benefit out of it. Otherwise, don't wear gemstone. These 7 gemstones. ಯಾವುದು ಈ ಗ್ರಹಗಳು ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಜಮ್ಸ್ಟೋನ್ಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಅನ್ನೋನ್ ಜಮ್ಸ್ಟೋನ್ ವೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Okay, if you want to wear gemstones means this particular graha gemstone should wear with only this particular metals. Otherwise, don't. For example, for Chandra, so silver and mukta only. ಬೇರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. For Shani, ಕಾಂತಲೋಹ and ನೀಲ. ಶನಿಗೆ ಐರನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಐರನ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮೆಟಲ್. ಮೆಟಲ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೋನ್ ನೀಲಮಣಿ only. So cheaper only. So ಶನಿ ಗ್ರಹದ್ದು ಚೀಪರು, ಚಂದ್ರಂದು ಚೀಪರು. Mukta is around some 200 rupees cost, and silver ring per gram 10 gram if you wear also everything will come around 1500 rupees. If you want to wear a Chandragraha, benefit from Chandragraha you can use. And Chandra is associated with Roga. If you want a healthier life, so if you don't want any Roga Rujuna, so they will advise to wear this one, Yadu, silver along with Mukta. So this will have a positive impact in the body, silver and mukta. But for taking food, I have seen many people will use silver plates and silver spoons for feeding. Silver is not a safe metal to use for feeding purpose. So if you want to use, you can use gold. So it's so costly, I know. Otherwise, better go with steel. Silver reaction will be there. If it is not properly purified, then we will get some side effect. So better don't go with silver. It's a reactive metal. So gold is not reactive with that temperature. Okay. So chinna spoon, chinna load. So otherwise, better go with steel or non-reactive metals. And in one patient, we advise them to take dosa everything with only iron tawa. Cast iron tawa is available now. In olden days, we used to use iron tawas only for everything. Making everything, we use iron tawas only. Iron, some sort of iron will be absorbed and naturally hemoglobin will increases. Nowadays, everything we will take from supplements. So our crucibles, our kitchen materials is very rich of these minerals. In olden days, we'll use mud utensils for making food and other things. So in mud, we will get all micro elements, micro minerals from the mud. Even zinc is available, cobalt is available, lead is available in the mud, and some mud is predominant of some mineral. Even block mud is predominant of this iron and all. So the Kumbara know very well about these mineral mineralogy, and they will prepare these crucibles. Nowadays, for everything, we used to take supplements. Male infertility, selenium, chrome, and zinc is very important. CZS, chrome, zinc, and selenium. Okay, so that will help in converting or making a spermatozoa to mature spermatozoa. It acts as a coenzyme, chrome, zinc, and selenium. So maturation of spermatozoa. But naturally, we won't get these minerals with our food. So then the people will become infertile or impotent. Okay, sterile. So impotence is different, sterility is different. Okay, so the male infertility problem issues may come with these things. So in olden days, it's very neatly making up, and we used a lot of crucibles, and there the disease levels are very less. Now we are using coated utensils. Okay, and these are all carcinogenic also in metals. ಏನಂತೀವಪ್ಪ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ? ಸೊ ವೆಸಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಲ್ಲ, ಟಫನ್ ವೆಸಲ್ಸ್, ಟಫನ್ ಕೋಟಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಟೆಫ್ಲಾನ್ ಕೋಟಿಂಗ್, non-stick cookwares coated with Teflon, the carcinogenic. So it is easy for cleaning the utensils, but it is not good for health. Teflon is a carcinogen according to some surveys, so don't use non-stick cookers. Better we should go back to our ancient Indian civilization. Use only mud crucibles and iron. These things, at least steel is good. Even aluminum is also not good for health. Okay, cast iron, steel, these are all good. So if you want to use only costly metals, better use gold. So in Mahabharata also there is a reference for using gold. ಅವನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಧೃತರಾಷ್ಟ್ರನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾವೆಷ್ಟೇ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರು ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ತಗೊಂಬಂದ್ರು, ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಆಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರು, ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ metal, or we can make it as a crucible, make it as a plate, and we can eat. We cannot eat gold as a food. He is giving a comparison. If you can conquer a whole world also, we cannot eat gold. In that level, he given those things. So, and sources and other things go with it. Metals ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ, so ನವಗ್ರಹ, ಲೋಹ, ರತ್ನ, these things. So superior variety was not for superior variety and grahya lakshana. It's very important. So they may ask one or two questions from grahya lakshana. So complete PPT is there with grahya lakshana, especially vajra and vaidurya grahya lakshana, abraka grahya lakshana. So and then loha grahya lakshana, rajata ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. And color of basma is also very important. Basma colors, important rasa yogas and their bhavana dravyas. So it's available. For example, Aragyorjini bhavana dravya is Nimba Patra Swaraja, and then Surashekara bhavana dravya is Dungaraja. Dungaraja is an excellent drug for hepatotoxicity and as well as neurotoxicity. Brungaraja will work on both areas, liver and as well as brain. If you add Brungaraja with Surashekara minerals and other Visha, it will work very good drug in case of liver atrophy, liver cirrhosis, acidity, and acidity because of vagus nerve induced, stress induced acidity. Okay, so in that case, Swarnashakara is the best one. It has a Brungaraja Sarasa Bhavana. Stress induced acidities, it will do well. In the first class only, I told you these minerals will potentiate the harm. So in Sudashakara, what you think is the action of Brungaraja. Okay, so in Hridayavana Rasa, the action of Kakamachi Swarasa. Kakamachi Swarasa is the Bhavana Dravya in Hridayavana Rasa. So Kakamachi is an excellent drug. It will work on Hridaya, but along with other minerals. Okay. So Nagarjuna Abrasa, Arjuna Swarasa. Nagarjuna Abra is a drug it will work on heart and as well as lungs, both areas. Okay, what happens when effusion, ejection fraction is decreased, then it will lead to pleural effusion. So usually ejection fraction must be more than 50 hard. If it is reduced to 40 or 35, then the pumping action of the heart is reduces, and then the effusion will be very high in the lungs. In that case, we need to increase the cardiac activity. This drug Nagarjuna will work in both the areas, one in lungs and as well as in heart. Okay, so in that case, we will use Nerium indicum, so Kanangala like that, or Vatsanamba like base medicines to increase cardiac activity. So in digitalis is one digoxin is the drug used by allopathy people. It is an extract of digitalis, Rutpatri. Okay, it is extract. Digoxin is extract of Rutpatri. So that will increases ejection fraction. Cardiac activity will be increases. So many herbals extracts are available in allopathy medicine. When a bromoaxin, you know about the bromoaxin is anti-tissue medicine, anti-cough medicine. Bromoaxin. It is an extract of Vasakadatora. We can see in pharmacodynamics and pharmacokinetics. So it's an extract of Vasakadatora. Vasaka contains bromoaxin. Okay. So direct reference is available everywhere. So like that, these medicines will work, and all minerals medicines are used to potentiate the herb. And the role of Parada is to it act as a drug launcher. So we need a rocket launcher to reach rocket to the particular space area. So like that, Parada will act as a vehicle to reach these medicines to the particular area. Very swift in action, and it will come back easily out from the body. Through elimination of Parada, majorly from feces, next from kidney. Because it is a heavy metal, many a times 90% of Parada excretion will be from feces. 10% escape ಆಗಿದ್ದು blood ಇಂದ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. Kidney. Parada bus. Okay. So next class, there are four major preparations in rasashastra. One is Kalvi Rasayanas. Those will use to prepare by Kalva. Next is Parpati Kalpanas. Next is Potali. Last one is Kupipakwa. These are the four major varieties of preparation in Rasashastra. So these things will go in detail. Some Kalvi Rasayanas we will discuss. Some Potali Rasayanas we will discuss. Some Kupipakwa Rasayanas we will discuss. And their ingredients, their indications, and my clinical experience. Okay, so these things can be helpful in your future clinical practice. Not only learning Rasashastra for AAPG is different, and application of Rasashastra in clinical practice is also important. Okay, that we will take up in tomorrow class for particular person. Some important points lastly I have mentioned in Rasashastra. Okay. So this 30 slides is available. I will share you in the group today. So start preparing for test on Sunday. Rasashastra test today is Thursday. Start preparing for the test. Okay. So tomorrow I will highlight some important preparations, their important ingredients and their clinical utilization. So Basma Pariksha ಒಂದಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ, note down one more point. Basma Pariksha, Wari Tara. So you can take any metal, the specific gravity is less than that of water only, it will sink. Any metal will definitely sink. If you put Basma under the water, if it floats means then it becomes, then we can tell that definitely it has converted into Basma. I told you Basma means it is completely the incineration product of the original product. So it doesn't contain any features of the metals. In their all physically, chemically, everything, this is not a metal. This is the Basma, it's completely incinerated material. So Budi, got it? So same, if you burnt a wood, you will get ashes. So it is also a burnt part of the metal, incinerated part of the metal. So definitely it doesn't contain any particle of the metal. How to do all these tests means these are the tests. First is Varitara. If you spread some part of some samples of Basma to the water, it should float. Then only we can tell it is a Basma is attacked. Next is Reka Purnatva. So you can see the Reka in the fingers, the bruise of the fingers, and their depth is in nanometers. So if these Basma will enter into these Rekas, definitely we can tell it is a nanoparticle. Okay. So by that way, our acharyas contributed what is the size of nanoparticle means it should penetrate into your rekas of the finger. Then only we can tell it as a nanoparticle. Reka Purnatva. Anjana Sadrusha. So while seeing it should like just like an Anjana, completely hashes very small particles. Anjana Sadrusha means. And Nishchandratva is most important in metals. It should not show any spike or reflecting material in it. Okay, so metal main character is Chandratva, shining. But there is no shining means Nishchandratva. Lagutva, Mrudutva, Lakshnatva, and most important is Nirdumatva. Nirdumatva, if you again burnt the ash, you should not burn. ಬೂದಿಗೆ ನಾವೇನಾದ್ರು ಬೆಂಕಿ ಹಚ್ಚಿದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಉರಿಯುತ್ತೆ ಅದು ನೋ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬರ್nt means burnt, so you should not lighten up easily. Next, nirutta apunarbhava. Apunarbhava means you should not return into its originality. So these are all the important Bhasma Pariksha. So note down. Amrudikarana is present for some metals that will deal later. Samira Panaga is one preparation. It contains all three arsenic compounds, Haratala, Manashila, and Gauri Pasha. Samira Panaga Rasa. It can be used Samira Panaga in case of stroke patients, chronic stroke. So in the Palashruti, they're telling it will rejuvenate all nerves and muscles. Samira Panaga can be used in stroke patients. Samira Panaga Rasa. So it contains all three arsenic compounds, Haratala, Manashila, and Gauri Pasha. Amsa potali means it is a Karali rasa, it's not a potali kalpa, it's a Kalvi rasayana, it can be used in Grahani. One exception, Amsa potali. And Pratapa Lankeshwara rasa used in Sutika Jwara. So main ingredient of Pratapa Lankeshwara rasa is cow dung cake. Pratapa Lankeshwara rasa contains this rasa of cow dung. Pratapa Lankeshwara rasa indication is in Sutika Jwara. And Swarnavanga doesn't contain Swarna as an ingredient. So why it is called as Swarnavanga? Because of its appearance. It's one of the Talasta preparation. So in Kopi Pakwa, you have two outcomes. One is Talasta and one is Kantasta. Talasta means the out product will be present in the bottom. Kantasta means the finished product will be available in the Kanta. So out of that, Swarnavanga is present in Talasta preparation. Swarnavanga. Shweta Parpati doesn't contain Parada and Gandhaka. Shweta Parpati is also called Kshara Parpati, Shubhra Parpati, Shuddha Parpati. So indications in case of urinary calculi, it's an alkali, can be used in all cases of genital system, luteal cases, and calculi cases. Okay, so remaining things about important kalpanas we'll discuss tomorrow. And start preparing for rasashastra test on Sunday. Prepare important charts from Maharasa, Uparasa, Sarananas, and all. Should prepare and get ready for the test. So I will share the PPT and as well as notes both.